What if I told you that decapitating the queen was just the beginning? Just when it looked like humanity had a shot at victory, Solo Leveling turned the tables and then flipped the whole board. Episode 11 of Season 2 doesn't just deliver on action, it redefines what a true threat looks like. With S-rank hunters dropping like flies and a monstrous new villain who literally eats his own mother, this episode goes from heroic to horrifying in a matter of minutes. And then Jin-Woo shows up. Welcome back to your Nerdy Show Anime. I'm your host, An Shuhim. This isn't just another episode recap. We're diving deep into everything that went down, from the queen's fall to the rise of her terrifying child to that jaw-dropping final moment when the real king steps onto the battlefield. Let's break down one of the most intense and emotional episodes Solo Leveling has ever given us. The Hunters versus the Ants, an all-out war. The episode kicks off with absolute carnage. The Queen Ant's strongest child makes their terrifying debut by effortlessly wiping out several hunters. While chaos spreads across Jeju Island, we cut to Dong-wook, who's engaged in a desperate battle against multiple ants. He even admits that these creatures are basically on par with S-rank hunters now, but thanks to the efforts of Hae-in, Baek, and Byung-gu, a lot of them are taken down with precision and teamwork. And then Baek steps up with his sensory abilities, pinpointing the Queen Ant's location and revealing that she's got a group of elite guards protecting her. Even so, Baek believes they can win. That optimism, that leader's drive, pushes the group forward. They head to confront the Queen Ant herself. Something sinister lurks nearby. Elsewhere, we see the Japanese team trying to make sense of the unfolding horror. Ippei discovers the remnants of an ant, and beside it, Tatsumi's shattered glasses. It's a subtle but chilling detail that shows just how bad things have gotten. Then comes one of the most unsettling moments. Kei is overwhelmed by a foul stench, throws up, and then completely loses control, unleashing his ice powers. Something dark is coming, and he senses it before anyone else. The Queen Ant falls, but at what cost? Meanwhile, the battle at the Queen's chamber intensifies. Baek and his group clash with the Queen's elite forces in a brutal and relentless battle. The stakes feel enormous, especially once it's revealed that 80% of Japan's population is watching this fight live. It's not just a battle for survival anymore, it's a symbol of hope and pride for an entire nation. And the team delivers. After wiping out the Queen's guards, they turn their attention to the Queen herself. They work together beautifully, Baek and the others holding her down while Hae-in lands the final blow by decapitating the Queen. It's a satisfying, hard-fought win, and the hunters finally get a moment to breathe, to celebrate. Enter the true monster, the Queen's child. But that celebration is short-lived. Suddenly, they're informed that the ants are heading back to the nest. Choi's barrier, meant to keep the swarm at bay, gets broken through. Panic spreads as the group realizes something's not right. That's when the Queen Ant's strongest child makes his chilling entrance. And what a monster he is. He walks calmly over to the Queen's body and starts eating her. That one moment shifts the entire tone of the episode. This isn't just a creature acting on instinct. This is a monster with intelligence, strength, and purpose. He turns his attention to Baek's group and begins dismantling them one by one. Heroes fall, a crushing blow to Baek's team. Hae-in, one of the strongest fighters, falls first. Then the others follow. Even Dong-wook, who puts up a solid fight, gets overwhelmed. In a particularly gut-wrenching moment, Byung-gu is killed while trying to heal the team. That one hits hard. He'd been such a quiet backbone of support throughout this entire battle, and to lose him like that underscores how high the stakes have gotten. The child ant strangles Baek and demands to know where Baek's king is. That one word, king, is massive. It shows that this creature is looking for someone on an entirely different level. And just when things look bleak, the child senses a more powerful presence nearby and leave. Beck thinks the child might be after Goto, the leader of the Japanese team, but just when Beck starts to gather himself, they get hit with more bad news. More ants are coming, fast. Choi tries his best to push them back with his fire powers, but his strength is running out. They're at their breaking point.
Guards, the queen's nothing more than a giant punching bag!
Shadows rise. Jin-Woo arrives. Then Salvation arrives. Shadow soldiers appear, cutting down the ant army with precision and brutal efficiency. It's the cavalry, and we all know exactly who they belong to. Jin-Woo has finally arrived, and there he is, standing on a rooftop like an absolute boss, muttering just one word: exchange. That single word marks a turning point. We know what's coming next, and so do the ants. Jin-Woo is ready to bring the war to them, and from the look in his eyes, it's clear he's not playing around. Strategy, sacrifice, and the art of war. This episode perfectly balances high-stakes action with emotional weight. Beck's group fighting together with all they've got, Byung-gu healing behind the scenes, Choi burning through his mana to hold the line. Every member of the team had a role. They didn't rely on one hero to win the battle. They fought as a unit, and that unity is what makes their eventual defeat so heartbreaking. The Queen Ant's strongest child is a phenomenal villain. He doesn't just represent power, he represents evolution. He's smarter, more brutal, and more focused than any threat they've faced so far. And the way he methodically takes down S-rank hunters, who we've seen dominate in past episodes, shows just how terrifying he is. The human side of betrayal. Chairman Matsumoto's betrayal adds another layer of complexity. His decision to sabotage the Korean team just to make Japan look good is infuriating, but it also feels realistic. Political maneuvering, ego, and national pride, all of it plays into the larger conflict, making this more than just a monster hunting story. Our nerdy thought. And we can't ignore the visuals and pacing, the animation, the fluidity of the battles, the use of color to represent mana and power shift. It all adds so much to the intensity of every scene. The voice acting, especially during the Queen's death and Byung-gu's final moments, is emotionally charged and raw. In short, Episode 11 of Solo Leveling Season 2 is a masterclass in how to escalate tension, deliver shocking twists, and set the stage for an epic finale. Jin-Woo is finally here, and if the build-up is anything to go by, we're about to witness something legendary.